two say the same, you know. So the after school is especially focused on the individual learning.
Oh, of course.
So I think that so for this the idea, how do you think this thing with the special the gifted talent education?
Well, see, the thing is, what I'm talking about, the cultural aspect embodies everybody.
Yeah.
All the students, whether they're gifted or whether they're not gifted. And so this is ingrained in their brain by the time that they go to school that, you know, nothing is more important than education. Now, the gifted education part is different from the fact that the teaching of the information that whatever it is, math or science or whatever, is more individualized. As a matter of fact, I taught a year when I was with Spring Branch a few years ago when the psychiatric hospital was out there on, and it was in Spring Branch. Can't even think of the name. They have since, they're world renowned, and they moved to the medical center. They're now in the medical center, but they're a psychiatric hospital. Now I understand they don't even take teenagers anymore. But where the Spring Branch got involved is that they did have teenagers, most of them of various types of addictions of all kinds, from, you know, kleptomaniacs to drug use and so forth. And it was very, very expensive. The hospital was, you know, like $1,000 a day. So really only the wealthy could go there. But when I was there, they probably had maybe 20, 25, 30 kids, both from the I think it was from the fourth or fifth grade up through high school. And so when you came in, I taught all math course, and it was really very, very, very difficult because when the kids came in, I may have a 6th grader and a 10th grader and a 12th grader, and they're all basically in different levels. And now this was not a gifted education school, but I recognized right away that there were a lot of these kids that were actually gifted. And but be that as it may, you had to change their curriculum almost daily. I mean, you couldn't pass out a syllabus that said, well, this is what we're going to do for the next, 8 months or whatever.
That's why the detail-oriented, the long, for example, one lesson, you have 10 pages of the curriculum, tell the teacher, you do this, you do this, you do that. That was what Iris wanted me to do. That is for the 80% of population is works. But for what Mr. Kinderberger said, you really continuously change their curriculum.
Day by day.
Day by day, and sometimes even hour by hour. Hour by hour. So that's why behind this textbook, they have tons of research. That's why I'm not boasting. I don't need to read it. I read them. I'm just getting so bored. But I know if I train teacher, they need it because they cannot follow me. Because I jump. My brain really jumps and people get lost. What are you talking about? No, how can you jump from algebra to Einstein? There is no relevancy. There is no relevancy. But some kids, if you guys had to have a goal, 2 boys, one from Shanghai family, the other Shanghai Rousui的孩子. They have that profile. They cannot stand still. But they can research on Chernobyl, Japanese tsunami, nuclear disaster, and they make a big broadcasting. And the other day I teach teachers' kids from a community college. They don't even know 1/10 what these 2 boys today is coming. They don't even know 1/10. They're in community college. They don't know anything in this periodic table. But these 2 boys, memorize 118. If not all 2 of them, at least they memorize 70 of them. But I have high schoolers and community college students don't even know one.
Right.
They cannot even tell me hydrogen.
Right.
Yeah.
NaCl is a salt. They don't know. I was surprised. But now I see so much. I don't surprise anymore. But that is the gap. That is what Ms. Kindenberg talk about. You need to change. If you don't adjust to them, they leave. They leave you or they hate the class.
Right.
They will hate the class. It can be miserable to them. I attract them. They come all the way from medical center, breathing the traffic. And the parents, you know, they're highly educated. They do that sacrifice for their kids because the kids have some kind of genuine happiness. They have the thirsty. But that thirsty, if you don't satisfy them, they turn away.
That's exactly
They
right.
turn away. Sorry for the interruption.
No,
but
no,
that's a very important point.
It is a very important point. And in my class, like I said, I could have a 6th grader, an 8th grader, a 12th grader. I usually didn't have more than 4 because it's really very difficult. But I may be having 9 courses throughout the week because they are at different levels, anywhere from the 6th through the 12th grade. And even within the 6th grade, for instance, there might be 3 or 4 different levels where they are. One person might be way far ahead in one aspect and another behind. And so you have to have, it's kind of like if you had 10 students, you're having 10 curriculums that have to change daily, and you have to have the teacher there that recognizes where they are and what is their challenge going to be for that particular day. That's why, and there's not very many teachers that know how to do that. But that's what they do at ACE. Small classes.
The problem is the most give the talent the kids cannot go to the give the talent the school to get the education now. So I think that's why the after school is very liked by the market.
Well, this is why Bank is so successful.
Yeah.
Well,
So
what she means is that how can we use technology,
yeah,
make
sure.
these good curriculum available to more people so we won't lose all these talents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We're gonna lose
when
them.
you talk about the technology, I would talk to somebody like the ACE because they're constantly updating their technology.
Mhm.
And I really don't know. I have been out of that loop for at least 5 years, so I don't know exactly where they are.
Mhm.
But I know that they would certainly be willing to
That's great.
tell
Wonderful.
you
Wonderful.
what
Because
they're
Mr.
doing.
Kinderberg is the one who write promotional articles for them and
Yeah.
promote them from the very beginning, right?
Well, it's just because they were so unique. I can tell you, 12 years ago, there just weren't any school like that.
So I guess they are actually probably open for the summer camp right now.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it runs year round. So the summer camp in the
Yeah,
summer,
sure.
and then their summer camp is, they don't call it ACE Academy, they call it summer something, but it's all the same people,
I see.
all the same location. And
Oh, that's perfect.
So Frank, do you need any
Contact
introduction
person.
or just reference from?
Definitely. Before we organize a group, maybe we can bring Mr. Kinderberg to go with us. If he cannot go, then you give them a call, and they know.
Oh, yeah.
They probably know Frank already, but I didn't go there yet because I don't have the urgency and the team. Right now, we have the team and have the urgency, and we can document everything. I think we can, and this is the organization. I want to meet the Kindenberger, help me to evaluate.
Moment. Before see this, I want to show you another.
Successful example.
Yes.
Successful example.
Do you want to put on the big screen?
You want me to put on the big screen the VIP kids?
你可能找不到这个，你刚才不找半天没找着吗？
But there's a
这
lot
是
of
介
them.
绍 ，very short time 的 introduction。你那个没有介绍。信息量太大了。
There's a lot of them there, but this one is more like general
What
education.
it is very important for us is quality. And we look for quality from the beginning of our process. Our interview process is quite unique in the sense that we also want to evaluate their teaching abilities. So we see if they could be a potential fit for us or not. And we're coaching them. So at the end of the process there, we see if they're good quality or not. And this filter is quite tough, but that's one of the ways that we have to ensure. We have to cut through like people who
So
don't
they are
fit
actually
with what
teaching
we
ESL
before because
online.
we really care
The
about
teacher is here in the United States, but they can teach all over the world. So they teach actually ESL online. So basically all the teachers are here, so they don't have to go to China because it's expensive. It's so expensive. But they do one-on-one. They even do one-on-one, make it economically feasible.
这个可以，就跟他说的就可以用中文，我们免费的 CP， 就是说中文他会跟你说的，他们课就 You just see here first. 就是说，除了一些公共的课，设置就是说，可能每个小孩需要，你就可以直接利用这个场景之外，也有跟你自己个人的方面的，您这两个并不一样，因为这种规定可能是便宜，就 package。那么有些个性的可能就按小时或者是不同的一个消费，如果把它关了，对，它就会上来。
Did you like that? Oh, do you like Star Wars? 1000. Yeah. So, what makes VAPK curriculum special is the way that it is designed and that it builds on itself. We call it the 6 E's. Engage, explore, explain, extend, elaborate, and evaluate. This kind of design promotes active learning. For example, we have a unit to require students to prepare and present a project in a topic that interests them to further engage them in learning.
Oh, it's very short. 但是这点没讲的是 online
没有，这就是这告诉你这个 online 产品是怎么来的，就是 online，就是全部是 online，没有限制。
哦。
So this is just the introduction for this production. This learning is all is online.
Yeah.
No the
Right.
face-to-face. No, this just let us know what kind of production they made it for the every kid.
Yeah.
But this service, the most the two part.
Right.
The one part is the general production, such some like you know some teaching you the film or the song or some very general the lessons. But also they have choice from the special teacher to learning special they
Right.
need it.
2,500 teachers from
Online every in the whole world.
Yeah. Right.
They do one-on-one or they do one on several.
with
Mostly
online.
one-to-one.
I'm teacher. In my background, you are kid in China.
Yeah.
We
So it's one
yeah
on one.
yeah
Okay.
yes.
All right.
This is
So
another
it's
part.
custom.
Two parts.
Oh.
So the teacher heart is very like this
We talk about this.
Yeah.
Gentlemen,
Yeah, we
right?
have. Right. I know him. I mean, I know of him.
Yeah.
In
So,
fact, I've written articles on him.
oh, do you supporting him?
Well,
He's
no,
okay.
I would just, I know his work.
Oh, but
but I don't-
you agree with him or not agree with him?
Well,
He has been hijacked by the Common Core group.
yeah.
But
yeah.
do you think we can use their program? I
You know,
think to
I
teach
really
kids
don't-
all
I
over the
really don't
world.
remember.
Their curriculum. These are their curriculum. They have a 501c organization. Right now, they call themselves Core Knowledge Foundation.
Yeah.
And they have this foundation is supposed to be 501c3. Now I ask your wisdom. Is that possible? We make a deal with them for this 501c because you know more about these actions. They have a 501c3 and they translate all their curriculum for free for the Hispanics, for Spanish.
I see. Well, I'll tell you, Frank, I'm
Yes.
really not familiar what has been done in basically the last 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
because or 4.5, 5 years. So I don't know, what the level of technology is right now.
Okay. It's not the level of technology, but in some
Or the
general.
or the level of delivery.
Okay. So in terms of legal interaction, do you think we can make a deal with them to use their curriculum to teach the Chinese kids in China?
Where are they located?
They are located in Virginia.
Have you called them?
No, but if you want, we can call them together. Maybe it's easier for you to explain to them what we are doing here. That we are sincerely, that I think they have their administration, their staff, their whole contact here.
Yeah.
They're in Virginia. And they interested. They have language art, they have from preschool, they have the whole curriculum. They're already done and they spend tons of manpower and money.
That's just one part.
This is the book, but the other teacher need the support. I don't need the support because I study each and every pages. For example, they talk about one poetry, I read the whole poem. Kennedy's inaugural address, I know the whole thing. They only cut part of it, and I can use this one to teach the whole Cuban Missile Crisis or whole JFK. That was yesterday. Paula's.
Oh, the daughter.
No, they have a group.
Oh, okay.
They have a group. Now she's the girls, and we are teaching JFK, and tomorrow, next week, Martin Luther King, and the poetry. The poetry selection are far more advanced than Houston because this is 6th grader is a 10th grader here, public school, 10th grader, at least 10, at least 10. Because last time I'm teaching the 2 kids, they don't know because they are from China.
Yeah.
They are doing the transition. They are the top tier kids, and smart kids, and they already do far more advanced in math and science. Far more advanced than any high school here in Memorial High. But they never heard about what? Gettysburg Address, Declaration of Independence. But this book is heavily concentrated on humanity. That was the very weak point for the Chinese kids. Their profile is good math, good science, but they have a hard problem to understand Kennedy Address.
Yeah.
And Gettysburg Address. So that's the gap we need to do. That was our meeting last time. 他们两个的 the 2 daughters are all in high school, and they were in the top international school in China. And when they go to high school here, Memorial High and Clements High, that's a good school in Houston. Their math and science are all on top. And their English is okay, it's pretty good too. But then I go back to these basics. They have to learn Texas independence. They never heard about it. They should know. Or else they have a hard time to communicate with the kids, even the kids here, not to say the educator. Yeah. Okay, they cannot communicate with Ms. Kindenberger because they don't have the similar cultural understanding. That's what I want your kids to be able to communicate with, the people, the principals, the board member, because you have to know what they're thinking. If you want to know what they're thinking, you need to know what they know, or else they refer to this cultural background, and you don't know. There's no click. So that's what I want.
Chinese is very big the market for the
learning
English.
Right.
English learning.
Yeah,
Right.
English learning now is
language.
very big the market in China.
Right.
But so many kids in China learning
Struggling.
English
Yes,
more than 10 years. But
they
when they come to the USA,
they cannot
they
survive.
cannot. Yes, they cannot learning. They cannot speak. So that's why in the Chinese market, the English learning market is so special. So this product, why so many people like it and want to pay so much the money to let the kids to learning like this, because they can talk with the foreign teacher.
Yeah. Well,
And
it's-
also they can learn something. They very interesting the things. This is very good to this kid to promote their English. So, but they just start
That's a
1 year,
lower
I
level.
think. So they will be fund people to fund very good content to teach the children.
well, are they learning the content in Mandarin or whatever? Are they learning the content? They just don't have the communication skills. Is that?
Yes.
I think it's in English.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but also how to think that the two language also needed. But you know,
Mhm.
the English they have already,
Mhm.
so very easy to put on the
Mhm.
like the Chinese people to like this
Yeah.
learning the English from this content. The meantime, they also need the Chinese one because they help them to understand,
Mhm.
help the teacher
Yeah,
understand.
that's right.
Well, in order to really understand, you have to understand the concepts, not just the words.
Yes,
Mhm.
And
yes,
where
that's
the
why.
difficulty
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
Of course, there are a lot of, I know that there are some of these courses that they're teaching foreign language and different techniques. I hear advertisements on the television for companies that you subscribe to their system, and they say their technique is, it's easier for them the person learning to understand the concepts. But that, I don't know if you ever talked to any of them. I can't think of any of the names right now, but there are several that are language teaching companies. Most of them do it with CDs and things like that. Their techniques.
Mhm.
But I think you can probably look in the yellow pages of a telephone directory.
I think we want to, actually, Mr. Kinderberg, we want to organize our organization to do the things what she said we want to
Like
do.
this.
Like this.
Yeah.
But only to a higher level, because they're only teaching the kids very basic one, but they're not teaching poetry. They're not teaching classical literature. They're not teaching what the high school students are reading right now in US.
Yeah,
Not
but-
even the middle class.
yeah,
No.
but one concern
Yes,
is
yes,
I think this is very American culture.
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
So for
yes.
this, I don't know, software or school or trip, whatever you want to call it,
Mhm, mhm.
it opens to, all, I think, English language education like UK
Mhm.
or maybe Australia.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
that may limit your,
Mm.
just in USA.
that's, yeah,
Oh.
because
Every country can use that.
You mean this content is
I
easy
think
for the
Frank knows,
American
right?
teacher,
It's
but
very-
for the other person, it's difficult to.
this is designed for the
US audience, but they do have they do have a very wide selection. For example, Shakespeare. That's
Yeah.
Oliver
Even the
Twist.
Japanese culture.
Yeah. This one is
什么
good.
有？
This is good. Oliver Twist. So they are actually more in the English literature. A lot of them are English literature, and they trying to have diversification in terms of put some Chinese culture there. There's no Chinese audience here, but they have Japanese culture. They have Greek. They always starting from Greek and Latin. Always start from Greek and Latin, and their exposure of world culture are very comprehensive. So that is the very ideal. But right now they are putting more water to water it down and push to the being hijacked by some New York bankers and trying to push that into the whole U.S.
Who is doing this?
This organization,
Oh, core?
they have not core knowledge, but central core. But they borrow some concept here and put a lot of water there, water them down, and to force some states to adopt it. And there's a lot of resistance. Okay. She had to run. She ran arriving.
My honor to meet you in place. Hope to see
Haven't
you.
heard about you for a long time.
Right. Have a good afternoon.
Bye-bye.
不送你了，我们我
continue.
Helen 我们再联系一些。Thank you so much. Helen is a very good advocate for the gift education, and I learned so much.
She have two sons. It's
Yeah.
also in the gift Thailand.
And they all test
program.
into RENAR,
Oh, yeah?
but then try to save some money. They also get into that highly gifted program. So between the two, they select the other one. But take my class all the time.
I probably need it, that's for sure.
Yeah. She have two highly gifted
Because
students.
it's very difficult for the public schools to come up with the resources to have enough teachers to keep the student count low.
That's
It's
right.
really a very difficult thing.
That's right.
So that's why they can only take a few kids at a time.
That's right.
I don't know how many is in the program.
Not
now, but
many.
it's
Not many.
Yeah.
not many.
But it's very famous. But they are getting more and more famous. And there's a lot of kids, parents working so hard to get their kids into that program.
Yeah.
They're working.
Oh, I'm sure there's far more that so there's a lot of kids, parents that want their kids that they're not really gifted. That just
Oh, that's
see
right.
if they could by being in the gifted program, there's a certain
Prestige, huh?
prestige that's involved in it.
That's right.
And it may not have anything to do with giftedness. It's just the prestige.
That's right. I agree.
Like one of the things I have, my friend that has a son who is going to Episcopal school. It's a very
Okay.
highly rated school.
Oh, that's right.